to show you how to access particular projects within HoneyBook so that you can see all the details that relate to that particular wedding. So we're going to start by opening our HoneyBook app. You can see that I'm already logged in. I'm still using Misty's profile as an example. When I log in, I see our pipeline and it is sorted by recent activity. I'm going to change that sort to project date. And I'm going to say I have some questions about Princess Buttercup's wedding. So I know her wedding is on 9/25, so I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to find her wedding. So this, I could click on this right here and it would bring up all the details of the project. Okay, so that's one way to access it. Another way would be, say you don't remember the date, but you know the bride's name. You can sort by A to Z, and then it will sort alphabetically. You can scroll down to Princess Buttercup, find the wedding, and access it that way. Okay, and the third way would be to access it through the calendar. You would need to know the date for that, of course, but you can open the calendar down in the bottom tab, and then you can see I am already scrolled to 9/25, but let's say I wasn't. Let's say I was on our current date, which is May 25th. So this was pulled up like this, and I would scroll down, find 9/25, click on it, her details would come up. You can see the general details here, the start time, end time, her name, and the location. If I click on that, it will bring me to her project profile. And here is where I've ended up all three of those ways. So there's three different ways to access your projects. In the activities tab, which is the tab that we're on right now from the top, you can see what has happened so far within the project. So you can see that Misty has signed her booking agreement or contract. You can see the email where I sent that out. You could click on either of those links and it would take you to the contract. You can also see when I added Misty to this workspace. So those are all the details. There's not a whole lot going on in the activity yet because it is a new wedding. And you'll probably get a few more emails, one or two more emails minimum for each and every booking. Okay, so that's what's in your activity tab. In your files tab is where your contract is going to be located, your booking agreement. So if I click on this and I open it, I can see the contract that I, as Misty, have signed for this wedding. You can see the date, the wedding information, her name, the date, the location, the times, the services that you're performing, and then of course your payments. Okay, and close out of there. And then we'll go to the details tab. The details tab is a really nice one to see the general information for the wedding. So if we scroll down just a touch, we see it's Princess Buttercup is the project name. We see the project date is September 25th from 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. And we see that it's located at the Ravington and the address. If we scroll down a little bit further, we see further details of the wedding. We see how many hours are needed, the number of beauty artists, and the services for the entire wedding. Please note when you're looking at this screen and you've scrolled down this far that this is for the whole wedding. These numbers here may not necessarily apply to you. If you remember when we looked at Misty's contract, she was booked for 2 hair services and 3 makeup services for attendees, but nothing for the bride. That means that the other artist on this team is working those other services. But you can see the generic details from here. On the right-hand side of the project location, you'll see the little pinpoint icon. If you have an iPhone and if you use Apple Maps, you can open that and it will take you directly to your map location. You would have to try it on a Droid. I think it would probably link you right to Google Maps, depending on how your services are set up. I use an iPhone and I use Google Maps, so that little feature does not quite work for me, but it is a fun feature if you can access it. So those are the details of the wedding. Remember to always check your details here, but then compare them to the text that I will send you the week of the wedding, usually on Mondays, that details out the schedule for each artist on that wedding. That will show you your individual start times, the individual services that you are working for that wedding. So this is a great place to view details of the wedding and get a handle on everything that you've got going on per assignment.